Welcome to Let's Talk Business. Today's topic is Your Business on Yelp. Our guest speaker today is Christy Augsburger, and she's Yelp's Seattle local business partner. Little housekeeping, this webinar is being recorded. Please mute yourself if you haven't done so already. We have audio. You can use the phone or you can use your computer for audio. If you have questions, you can raise your hand or you can type it into the chat box, and we'll have questions answered at the end of today's session. First off, what is the Washington Center for Women in Business? It's an SBA Women Business Center, and we're assisted by Washington State businesses and potential startups in helping them reach their goals. We help with startup planning, business growth and strengthening strategies, business and marketing plans, legal requirements, marketing and sales, motivation and accountability. We provide these services through one-on-one counseling sessions, workshops, seminars, multi-session trainings, and we also do online, phone, and in-person consulting. Also, your first session with us is free, and after that it's $25 per session. And again, our information you can send to info@wcwb.org. Our website is wcwb.org. And our business coach is Christine Buckley, our program manager Tracy Hansen, and our office coordinator is Ryan Norskog. I'd like to turn over our program now to Christy, so just a moment.
All right, thanks, George. Can you hear me okay?
Yep.
Awesome. And you can see my first slide right now?
We can see your slide.
Awesome. Great. Well, as George mentioned, I am Christy Augsburger, and I'm part of the business outreach team at Yelp. I want to thank the Washington Center for Women in Business for the opportunity to speak with you today. So before we jump right in, a few things to note. Everything I'm going to discuss today is completely free. I'm not part of the Yelp sales operation, so if advertising on Yelp is something you're interested in, I can definitely connect you to the appropriate person later. We're going to cover a lot of ground, and I may explain something rather quickly or raise new questions by answering your initial questions. There'll be a little time at the end for us to ask some of those, but if you have something super specific that requires me to look at your Yelp business page with you, let's connect later, and I'll have my email address located up on the screen for you. And if you have questions once we finish up here today, feel free to email me. I'm here to help you, leverage tools and resources for Yelp for business owners, and I'm always a resource here locally. So with that out of the way, let's jump in and we'll take a look at what we're going to cover today. So I've broken down our conversation into 4 main sections, and we'll discuss the current state of consumer behavior and then transition into a conversation about how to use Yelp for business owners, specifically profile completeness, photo uploads, and review response. And that will help turn customers using Yelp into customers spending money at your business. And so at the end of each one of these sections, I'll share with you a list of action items that you can turn into a Yelp for business owners kind of to-do list. And so when you find yourself with 30 minutes or so, simply just go back through that list, check each item off as you complete it, and you'll be good to go. So we're going to start with consumer behavior, right? So before we get too far, how over time has technology changed the way that we spend money? Let's start with a question here. So when was the last time you found a local business? Think about that. Consumers, we can agree that we're looking to spend money. We go online and we're trying to make informed decisions by sourcing information. So if you're having people over for dinner and you want some recipes to rile a crowd, you're going to look up some recipes. If you are looking to purchase electronic equipment like a camera, you want to get some reviews to find out what the best is. If you're contemplating what movie to see, you're going to look up sites like Rotten Tomatoes to kind of see what critics are saying. If you're eyeing a classic car, you're going to maybe look at reviews for some great local dealerships. And if you are looking to see when the beach is open in your neighborhood, you're going to check to see when those season hours are online. So also, if you have an Apple Watch, you can't fit a lot of apps on your screen, so you want to make sure that you're reading reviews to understand what apps are helpful to you, so it doesn't take up valuable real estate on your screen. So in short, we're going online. We're looking at sites to get information from sites that are familiar to you all, hopefully. And so what's interesting is that consumers are doing the exact same, right, when they're looking to spend money at local businesses. So 91% of consumers, they read online reviews for local businesses, and that was recently a study done by Bright Local that we found that data. 84% of consumers, they trust online reviews as much as personal recommendations. And 74% of consumers, they say that positive reviews make them trust a local business even more. So let's go on a little customer journey with Sasha here. So she's planning a picnic and she needs a few things, namely food, decor, some wine. And we're going to go with her on her consumer journey as she uses her mobile device to help her make smart decisions about what she needs. So anyone want to venture a guess at what mobile app she's using, right? So consumers like Sasha, they rank Yelp the #1 review site for finding local businesses. And they cite 3 primary reasons why. So they cite it as the most trusted. Reviews are evaluated by an automated recommendation software for quality, reliability, and user activity. So 70% of reviews are currently recommended because we find those the most trustworthy and valuable. Yet they also cite Yelp as the most useful. Nearly 80% of Yelp's recommended reviews are positive, and there are more 5-star reviews than 1, 2, and 3-star reviews combined on the platform. And they cite it as most influential. We have 81 community managers across North America, and their goal is to connect consumers to great local businesses every day. And so Yelpers, they've met their best friends, and in some cases, spouses on the site. So another question for you, how does Yelp differ from other review sites, right? So on Yelp, consumer search leads to spend, and we've seen this, and we'll share some of that data here. So 92% of Yelp users make a purchase after visiting Yelp. That's a huge number. 42% of Yelp users purchase within 1 day, so 79 purchase within 1 week. So they're coming to the platform, they are looking to make purchase decisions, and they're looking for information on Yelp. And 85% of Yelp users share the businesses that they find on Yelp with their friends, and so that word of mouth extends not only online but off. You're also, if you haven't already, able to claim your business page on Yelp for free, and that just helps you get noticed and update your information that we're going to go through together to make sure that you're putting your best foot forward and you're utilizing the platform to help you grow and succeed better. So Yelp.com is different from biz.yelp.com. That's your business owner's account there, and that's where you'll go separately to be able to find your business and claim it if you haven't already. And then you'll be able to verify your account there and manage your account going through biz.yelp.com. And you're also able to download the business owner's app, and that's free as well, and you're able to access the same information on the dashboard online. You're able to update your information on the fly, track your engagement, respond to reviews, and manage your reputation right there in the palm of your hand. And I know a lot of business owners that have mobile businesses or are service-oriented, that they go to outside of their local location, and that's helpful for them to manage things quickly and easily on their phone. So in a moment, we're going to talk about the 3 things internal Yelp data and third-party studies show help us move the needle most on the platform. But what does that mean? So quite simply, these are the tools that lead to an increase in page views, consumer leads, and revenue. And who doesn't want more revenue, right? So a study done by the Boston Consulting Group found that business owners who claim their page and interact with their free tools on their Yelp for Business Owners account, they stand to earn up $8,000 in annual incremental revenue as a result of that. And remember, that's just from simply claiming your page. It's free and engaging with the free tools that you have to manage your online reputation. So let's talk about those free tools. So completing your profile, first step, right? Business pages, we see that they have, with complete profiles information, they see 4 times more user views and 5 times more customer leads per month than a business page that doesn't have a complete profile. So quick hypothetical for you. Let's say you're an owner of a specialty grocer here in Seattle, and let's say instead of stocking your shelves with beautiful artisanal products, you open the door one day for business with aisles of empty shelves. You know you sell great products, but they're hidden in a back room somewhere, and I guarantee your customers are going to walk in, poke around a little, and leave, probably head up the street to one of your competitors. So Yelp business pages are the same way. When your potential customers come to your Yelp business page, they're looking at your virtual storefront, and if they see empty shelves or an incomplete profile, they're likely leaving your business page and looking at your competitors. Now, a specialty grocer would never do this, right? They would stock their shelves before opening doors for business, and profile completeness on Yelp works the same way. It's the equivalent of stocking your shelves, but with important information that helps consumers make informed purchase decisions. So when you log into your Yelp for Business Owner account, you'll do that here on the desktop, and on the phone, you're able to see all that information that you're able to view from activity, and then you'll go down to the business information section there. And I'll pause here to remind you that everything we discussed today is completely free, and all of these actions can be performed on both the mobile app and desktop. So basic information, you want to make sure that your name is correct, your address is up to date, that the pin on the map is correct for directions, your phone number, website, categories. You can add up to 3, and you're also able to include attributes like, do you accept Apple Pay, do you have a parking lot, do you take reservations only, things like that, and that will help customers find you. You also want to make sure that you're including your hours, and a lot of this might seem self-explanatory, but I pose a couple questions to maybe get you to think about business hours differently. So quite simply, if your hours are incorrect or not listed at all, consumers are not finding you. 70% of all searches on Yelp come from a mobile device, and you recall that the majority of spending decisions are made within a day. So more often than not, consumers are using the Open Now filter to get a list of businesses that are actually open when they're performing their search. So we want to make sure that your business hours are up to date. You can also include special hours. So if you're closed for a holiday, or you're seasonal, or you have a regular hours do something, you're able to include that there, and that will be changed on the fly. So, and make sure that you're include if you have a transition during the midday if you're a restaurant. Are you appointment only? Are you closed for construction, closed for a season? Are you closed for certain holidays, or do you extend your hours for Black Friday and things like that? You're also able to include some information about your specialties. And this is probably the most important part of profile completeness, because it's your opportunity to tell your business story. And you have space to add your own content, and I strongly suggest using that. So including information about your history, meet the business owner, yourself, including photos and biz recommendations. What makes you unique? What sets you apart from your competition? Use those words and phrases that will help consumers find you. Just like doing an online search, that SEO is important. You want to make sure that those keywords are in your profile, so that if people aren't searching directly for a keyword, they might find you in another roundabout way if it's something that you offer. Your history, when did you open? What's the background of your business? Upload a photo of yourself so that people can know and see you as a business owner when you're responding to reviews. They can put a face to a name. What's your story? How did you get started? And you can also do up to 5 business recommendations. So if you have partners in Seattle that you work with frequently, or just neighbors that you're fond of, you can include that there. Or if you have other locations, you're able to link those together, so that way people can see that you guys have multiple locations. So back to Sasha. Think about, she's looking for a restaurant, she's looking for meat and cheese platters, she finds the Underground Butcher, she's looking at the reviews, she goes to the business attributes to find out more information. As she's searching, she's able to make her purchase, and she's on to the next part of her business. So again, your action items here, updating your basic information, your hours, the specialties that you have, the history of your business, include your bio and a photo of the manager or business owner, and recommendations up to 5. So uploading photos, this is also a really important part of completing the profile. We see that business pages on Yelp with at least 10 or more photos, you see 12 times more customer leads per month. So a customer lead at Yelp, we say that it's a customer that visits your page and they do multiple actions within 1 hour of visiting your page. So if they've looked at your pictures, they've looked at directions, they've sent you a message asking for more information, they've bookmarked you through future reference, all of those are indicators of a person that it might be more likely to spend with your business. So I have another hypothetical for you. So think back to a time when you went trick-or-treating, back when we were all kids. Regardless of whether you're not, you kind of get where I'm going here. So as a young child out in the neighborhood trick-or-treating, you knew that the house dressed up to the nines with all the ghosts and stringy cobwebs and twinkling lights was the place to trick-or-treat at, right? They were probably giving out the full-size Snickers and not the fun size that aren't really that fun. So you didn't rush to the house that didn't have the lights on and that wasn't decorated, because they either weren't home or they were passing out something super lame like dental floss. And yeah, I did have a neighborhood house that did pass out dental floss. So your business is the same. You wouldn't ever want to open your business with a dark interior, right? You want to flip on the sign if you have one, put out your sandwich board, turn on the lights. Photos are similar on Yelp. When you upload photos and capture them in vivid detail, it's the equivalent of turning the lights on or decorating for Halloween, right? Consumers are likely to spend more time on your page scrolling through your photos that you uploaded because, to be honest for a second, Yelpers, they're great at raving at great local businesses, but they're not always the best photographers. So you want to make sure that you're putting your best foot forward and including some really great high-quality photos. So you'll recall that this is what it looks like when you log into your Yelp for Business Owners account, and then you'll click on the photo section and video, and you'll be taken to a page where you can, for free, upload unlimited photos and caption them. And this is a crucial step in describing what consumers are seeing. You want to make sure that they know what they're asking for or what to expect. You're able to include things like your photo. We want to see the exterior of your business so that we know what we're looking for. The interior, what's the vibe, what's the aura that you guys are going for. Reviewed items, you can see at the top, you'll see things that are highlighted because people are talking about them more frequently. Maybe you want to showcase those more. Any specialties that you have, details, finite details that make you just look special. Photos of the owner and the team there too, that's helpful. I want to know who I'm booking my massage with and put a face to a name, or who can I expect to come up to my house if I'm having somebody provide a home service for me. So back to Sasha. She's looking for some party decorations for her picnic. She's able to search. She's looking for a vintage rental shop. She's able to look at the photos that they've uploaded that are really high quality and great of the space, the options that they have for rental items. They've captioned them well so that way she knows what to expect. And she's even able to see some of those props in action at some events. So again, those action items, you want to make sure that you're uploading at least 10 photos and captioning them. Those help people make purchase decisions so they know what to look for. Flag any inappropriate photos or photos that are of the wrong business. You're able to do that from your business owner account. And update as necessary. As things change, team changes, you want to make sure that you're updating that and putting the most relevant information up. And you're also able to delete any photos that you've uploaded in the past as well. All right, so responding to reviews. Let's talk about 53% of consumers, they expect to receive a review response. And businesses that respond within 24 hours, they see a 10% upgrade in star rating on Yelp. And this is so important, that timeliness, right? You want to make sure that you're engaged in a timely manner, and you'll see that it does help in the end to be engaged and show that engagement. So we're back with Sasha at a local wine shop. And in this case, it's great that the business owner is there and she's able to meet Sasha, address any questions or concerns about wine in real time, right? But that's not always the case. You wear a lot of hats. You won't always be at your business. Yelp makes sure consumers feel like you are always at your business, and we give that opportunity for you to talk to your customers in two different ways. So review response is like always being there, always able to strike up the conversation. So we can go over some best practices for that review response there too. So critical reviews, there are 4 different types, I would say. So legitimate, where the reviewer raises a concern that's worth addressing. This is where things don't go according to plan, and it's worth acknowledging that feedback. Inaccurate. This is where the reviewer misunderstands or misrepresents your business in the review. The false review. Certainly, if you feel a review is fake, you should flag it from your business owner account for our user support team to evaluate from there as well. And then those rants that are unhelpful and unproductive, and usually are just from reviewers that kind of say life, right? So in these cases, we recommend for legitimate, make sure that you include that public comment. Acknowledge that you've received that feedback. Let them know what you're going to do or what you've done to rectify that situation. If it's inaccurate, again, a public comment, you want to be able to share your side of the story and give the facts. Same thing for the false comment as well. After you flagged it for whatever reason, you want to make sure that you include that public comment so that way you can share your side of the story, and it's important for consumers to see that you've done that. And then those rants, you don't want to poke the bear and just make them, say anything more that isn't necessary because they aren't helpful. So send them a direct message, try to rectify whatever their issue is there, and take that conversation offline. And so positive reviews, there's two ways that you can respond to those as well. So if you have something to add or nothing to add. So something to add would be, say you had somebody, a customer come in, you remembered them, and or they're just a frequent customer and you just want to thank them for showing their loyalty to you. If you're having a sale or you're offering a new product or service in the future, you can include that there with a public comment, and that's just another way to free market on your business page. And if you don't have anything to add and you just want to say thank you versus cluttering your business page with thank you and boilerplate copy, just copied and pasted, send a direct message and say thank you that way. So that way you're able to engage with that customer, let them know you appreciate them being a brand advocate for you online, and you keep your page clean without having to say redundant thank yous over and over. So again, those action items, take a minute. It's when you get a critical review, it can be so hard to feel, to not want to lash out, and you want to take a minute, think about it, spend 24 hours if you have to, or delegate it to somebody, a manager in your team or somebody that's close to your business that can maybe write it for you and you take a look at. So that way you can put yourself in a good headspace when you're going to respond. Take the high road. You always, when you take the high road, remember that you're just not talking to that one reviewer. You're talking to whoever is searching for your business. And it matters. When I see a consumer review that might be a rant and the business owner responded and they gave a tactful, thoughtful, professional response, I'm going to take that into consideration more so than I would the original review. And take comfort. Know that we can't please 100% of people 100% of the time, and that you've done everything that you can to try to rectify the situation and do your best to provide a great customer experience. So that action plan, I know we went over it a lot right now, and it can feel a little daunting, but again, just going back over high level what we talked about. So that basic information, updating your hours, your specialties, history, photo and bio, and those biz recommendations, making sure that you've completed all that is really going to help you put your best foot forward on platform. Uploading great photos, captioning them, letting people know what to expect, flagging any inappropriate photos or photos of the wrong business, and then updating it. I recommend taking an audit every quarter to kind of see what's out of date, and sometimes you won't have to, but at least you've done your due diligence. And then responding to reviews, taking that time to think about it, doing so within 24 hours though, and being timely so that you can increase that customer engagement and hopefully increase that star rating. Take the high road, be tactful, be professional in your response, and take comfort knowing that you've done everything that you could. So thanks to Sasha for taking us with her as she puts together her perfect picnic. And I'm here to help. So I'm a local resource here in Seattle. You can feel free to anytime send me an email, and if you have questions, you can also tweet at us at Yelp for Business. And I'm hosting events for local business owners in Seattle, specifically for you guys that are free. So our next event is coming up August 28th. We're throwing a picnic for business owners and their families, and you can find all the details at yelpseattle.biz if you're interested in learning more and joining part of our community. So I'll open it up to any questions that we might have. Otherwise, feel free to contact me outside of this.
Again, just use your chat box if you want to put a question in there for Christy. Again, any questions? Well, again, we'd like to thank you for joining us for Let's Talk Business. Christy, thank you so much for your Yelp review. Very interesting information. Again, Washington Center for Women in Business. And Tracy is our program manager, Christine Buckley is our business coach, and Ryan Nordstrog is our office coordinator. And this session has been recorded. You'll receive information about how you can access it. I want to thank everybody for joining us today.